Today what we're doing is find the area, or surface area, of pyramids. For 6th grade math, you have to be able to do rectangular pyramids, square pyramids, or triangular pyramids. Out of the three, I think rectangular pyramids are the trickiest. You don't see those as often. You're more likely to see square or triangular. So to start with, on the back of that sheet you got, we've been taking our notes. That there is a rectangular pyramid. How can we tell it's a pyramid by that net? It has a lot of triangles, okay? If it has more triangles than anything else, it's going to be a pyramid, okay? So if the most common shape you see is triangle, that's some sort of pyramid. Then we know it's a rectangular pyramid because the base is a rectangle. If the base was a square, it'd be a square pyramid. If the base was a triangle, it'd be a triangular pyramid. If the base was an octagon, it'd be an octagonal pyramid. We don't have to do those, but you get the idea, right? So what we have is we have three different shapes, or three unique shapes in this. This triangle and this triangle are going to be the same. This triangle and this triangle will be the same, and then we got our rectangle there in the middle. So let's start with the easy one. We'll do the rectangle. Formula for a rectangle: base times height. What's the base and height on the rectangle? 10 and 6. So we got 10 times 6. That's 60. How many rectangles do we have? Just the one. Don't have to do anything else with it. Our other shapes are both triangles. So we're going to do base times height divided by 2 for each of those. All right, I'm going to do the one I highlighted in green first, okay? So that's the top and the bottom triangle there. What's the base on those? 10, height? 8. So 10 times 8 divided by 2. That's 40. How many green ones do I have? 2. So we're going to multiply by 2. That means we got a total of 80, huh? All right, same idea for the red ones. What are the base and height for the red? 6 and 9. So we got 6 times 9 divided by 2, 27. Again, we got 2 of them, right? So times 2. That's 54. What do we do now? Add. We're going to add 60 plus 80 plus 54. That'll give us 194. Don't have to do anything with it. We already doubled it for the 2 triangles. All right, so you can see with a net, that's not so bad, right? At the bottom of your sheet, it doesn't have the whole table there. It just shows like someone worked out a problem and made a mistake. I'm just going to work that out to show you. That's a square pyramid. All right, and this is going to be a little bit easier than a rectangular pyramid. The reason it's going to be easier is this triangle, this triangle, this triangle, and this triangle are all the same. Okay, so we don't have to figure out quite as much. All right, so the square, what's the base and height for that square? 12 and 12. A couple of y'all said 8. 12 and 12. Square is going to have the same base, same height. So we got 12 times 12. That's 144. That's the square. Everybody good on that? All right, now for the triangle. What's my base and height on the triangle? So we got 8 times 12 divided by 2. 8 times 12 divided by 2 is going to give me 48. How many triangles do I have? So yeah, we times it by 4. You could do 48 plus 48 plus 48 plus 48 also. Multiplying by 4, especially when you have calculators, is going to be quicker though. So we got 192 right there. Now what? Add. So 192 plus the 144 for our square. We got 336. So I don't have it up here on the board or anything, but that girl working out that problem, her mistake was I think she forgot 2 of the triangles. Any questions on that? See, not so bad, right? This is a triangular pyramid. What shape you see? Anything else? No. If it's all triangles, it's a triangular pyramid, okay? Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time for 6th grade math, they're equilateral triangular pyramids. What that means is all the sides will be equal, all the triangles will be equal. Makes it a lot easier. So how do you find the area of a triangle? Base times height divided by 2. So we got 10.4 times 12 divided by 2. One of y'all double check on that, but 62.4. Okay? That's one triangle. How many triangles are there? How many triangles? 4. And like I said, if they're equilateral, that means they're all going to be equal. So we can just multiply by 4. And we get 249.6. Those are pretty easy, I think. Since they're all the same, you just have to get the area of one triangle, and just remember there's 4 of them. The thing that will make these a little bit trickier, the majority of the time, not all the time, but the majority of the time, you get decimals with these problems. Kind of, but not exactly. Any questions on that one? All right, y'all try this one then. I know I just said you usually see decimals on these, but this one. All right, who's got Ford? 96 is correct. We got base times height divided by 2. So 8 times 6 divided by 2 is 24. 4 triangles, all the same. So 24 times 4 gives us 96. Yes?
Could just times it by 2?
Yeah, but sometimes if you're not aware of what you're doing, that can make mistakes. Any other questions? All right, so this one's a little bit trickier. It's got a 3D shape, and it's not equilateral. When it's not equilateral, what you end up getting for your net is like a triangle, and then it usually has like longer triangles coming off of it, so it looks a little different, okay? So what we have here on the bottom, and this picture's a little trickier, our base here for the bottom triangle is 2. The height right there is 1.7. So we get the area of that one, 1.7 times 2 divided by 2. Well, that's 1.7. The base, the bottom triangle, is by itself. So there's only one of those. The triangles going up on the sides, there's 3 of them. So now we find them. The base on the side triangles is 2. The height they're showing right there is 3. So 3 times 2 divided by 2, that's 3. And I said, how many are there? 3. So 3 times 3, whoops. Yeah, I was writing the answer. 3 times 3 is 9. And then we add that 1.7. So we got 10.7. Not, again, not the toughest of math to do. It's more confusing than the equilateral ones, though. Okay? Any questions on that? Work you'll do in a bit, we'll have one of those, but most of them will be equilateral with the triangular pyramids. All right, this is a square pyramid. Okay? From the 3D shape, I think it's easier to start with the triangles. So what's the base and height for my triangle? 7 and 10. Usually they only give you those 2 numbers. So we got 7 times 10 divided by 2. That's 35. How many triangles does a square pyramid have? 4. So we go times 4. That's 140. Now, the most common mistake I see from 6th graders with this is they forget about the square. All right, what's the base and height on my square? 7. So 7 times 7, our square is 49, and then we got to add it on. So we get 189. Okay? That is definitely the most common mistake I see, is we do the triangles and forget about the square. So any questions on that? All right, y'all try a 3D one. Judah, what do you get? Nope. Sydney?
960.
No. Sarah E?
245.
Nope. Ah, a little trickier, huh? Chastity?
246.
No. Try.
552.
You forgot the square. All right, so we start. Yeah, that's what she just said. So we start with our triangles. We got 17 times 12 divided by 2. All right, base times height divided by 2. 102, right? How many triangles do I have? 4. So we go times 4. That might be what you forgot, I think. So times 4 for the 4 triangles, that gives you 408. Our square, what's the base and height on our square? 12, so we got 12 times 12, that's 144. So when we add them together, that gives us that 552. All right. As I said, most common mistake is usually leaving off the square, which we did. The next most common mistake is forgetting to multiply for the triangles, which we did. Another common one is forgetting to divide by 2 on the triangles and then still multiplying by 4, in which case you would have had like, what would that be, 960. Did anybody have 960? Yeah, so that's what you forgot to do. You forgot to divide by 2 on your triangle. As I said, those are common mistakes, so not the worst thing. Just hopefully we fix them by the test.